God, I've been missing that for so long.
Have
Hey,
you
good
been
evening.
listening
Hey,
to so long?
Midshore Tractor Pullers is back. I don't know where these guys have been, but everybody's been busy. It looks like we're going to get back on the schedule here for the antique pulling season coming up. I'm going to step aside and shut up and let these guys have fun tonight. And got lots to talk about.
Somehow
Great
I
indoor
very
pulling.
seriously doubt that.
We got a lot of big antique pools coming up, especially this summer and stuff. So I'm just going to step out of the way. And Richard McIntyre
Okay.
Jr.,
Thank you so much. Good evening,
the
everyone.
world's greatest antique puller. Let me finish.
Just
I want to
could
give you
not
the
say,
proper
just,
introduction.
just
Oh,
can't, you just can't help yourself, can you? Okay. Good evening, everybody. It's good to be back. I don't know what you all been up to, but we've been playing with snow and a whole lot of cold weather out here that hasn't been any real fun. I'm here tonight with obviously Olin Simpkins. Mike Hitchens is in the same room with me. As you can see, we also have patched in Mr. Greg Rumley, Mr. Brian Rutroff himself, and of course the great L.W. Foster. Um, he has supervision. He does. If he happens to move the camera again and he gets out of line, we'll figure out who his supervision is back there. That would be Mrs. Foster, the real brains of that operation. But anyway, we're going to go try to kind of recap what's been going on, what's coming up. Brian's going to talk a little bit about the pool coming up in Chatham. Both Greg and Mike are going to enlighten us to all the great things, hopefully coming for the PA Point Series. And Mr. Foster is going to tell us what he's trying to get off the ground down there in Virginia. So, JR, before we get rolled into that, why don't you recap your show from last night about what Mr. Sloan and Mr. Agee had to talk about as far as the bull, and then we'll roll right into Brian.
well, they were basically just giving us start times and the fact that there's quite a few tractor pullers pre-registered, over 300 as of last night. There was over three. Of course, pre-registration is now closed, but over 300 have signed up to come and run. I don't know exactly how many states yet, but it was a pretty good deal. I'm looking for the flyer now, real quick, while you guys get started with that. I'll have it showing. There we go.
Mr. Rutroff,
Yes, sir.
how are you this lovely evening?
I'm very well.
What do you have in store for us that's different this year from last year in well, basically a week?
Well, on Thursday we'll have the bracket pull, which I think last year we just done a straight 64. This year it'll be four four
16.
groups of 16, and we'll take the top 8 and keep doing that till we get down to the final 4. That's starts at 10 o'clock on 10 o'clock on Thursday, and then after that we'll do the team pulling, and that's the computer. Just everybody that wants to pull in that just signs up for it, and the computer just randomly picks your partner, so you don't know who your partner could be. You get some. You might get somebody you want to be with. You might get somebody you don't want to be with. So and the bracket pull, if we have over 64 tractors that are there Thursday morning to sign up, we will take the top 60, and then we will do a pull off and take the top 4 in that pull off. I think last year in the pull off to get in the bracket, there was, I don't know, it was more than 15 tractors, I think, to get into it. So that is on Thursday. All that
Hey,
start kicks off
Brian,
at do what?
just make sure one to mention that the bracket pull, the weight is 5,600 pounds. The speed limit is 5.5 miles an hour. The team pulling is 5,200 pounds at 7 miles an hour. And just mention the buy-in and the payout for both, if you don't mind.
All right, I have to look at my flyer here.
It's
I,
it's on
I
the
help,
screen if you see
I'll
it.
help you out, Rudolph.
All right,
Uh, the bracket pool is going to cost you
$100
$100
hook.
fee. And if you happen to manage to be lucky enough to win, you're going to get $2,000.
And what about second place and third?
Well, I would imagine it doesn't break it down on there, but I would imagine it's like the previous years. It'd be 2,000, 1,000, 500. Yep. That's an assumption without Brian or one of the squad guys chiming in. We would assume that'd be the payout schedule, but it's not listed there. That's what it has been years in the past.
Yeah, it'll be the same schedule as what we've had in the past.
So for anybody that didn't hear while we were talking amongst ourselves, that's 2,000 to the winner, 1,000 to second place, 500 to third place, and 250 to fourth place.
Yeah, and then the team pulling is $75 a hook, and it's $1,000 to the team that wins, that they can split it.
You can have a healthy payout that day if you were to
Yep.
happen to win both.
Yep.
That's you hear that, Hitchens. I know you've got a good track record there.
I'd be happy to get past the first round of bracket, but anyway.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a payday.
Well, those now can be rough, can't it, Mike?
You know,
Well, those now can be
Yep.
rough.
when I
Hey,
first,
Brian,
Yes.
Brian, that sign up too, that's random this year, right?
Yes.
It's all computer drawing, so as long as you're in line, and it doesn't matter if you're at the end of the line or
Well,
at the
now,
beginning.
I think for the bracket pool, you'll still draw your own number.
Okay, yeah,
But as far as the team pulling, it's randomly, everybody just signs up and it's randomly drew by the computer.
and that's gonna be like that for Friday and Saturday, ain't
Then
that correct?
Friday and Saturday, you'll sign up, and then it'll be the computer will mix a class up, and the computer will set the pulling order.
Okay, just
That, and we're hoping that will try to alleviate the line and the people wait until we start pulling at 9 o'clock, and at 9 o'clock there's people going up there to get in line, and that's what we're hoping, that we'll try to speed things up and get along a little faster.
it definitely help, my opinion.
Yeah,
So
I got corrected with the hook. They got 300 hooks registered, not 300 tractors. My bad. Bobby Sloan corrected me there.
and we'll have the Allison sleds for all 3 days. They have been they've been fantastic to work with. Great group of people. We're going to have the same track crew we had last year. Same wobble wheel rollers. Basically everything else will be the same as it was last year.
Sign boards and distance boards, both tracks.
Do what now?
Sign boards and distance boards, both tracks.
Well, hey, yes, sign and speed boards on both tracks. Now we have TVs that hang down from the ceiling for the fast track. So if you're in the audience or on the fast side, you can watch it real time and see who's in the lead, who's up next, and so on and so forth.
And you have QR codes too, so you can watch both tracks on them.
Yes, we have a QR code it'll be posted around the facility, and everybody can get on that with their phone and follow along, and that's a good way. By doing it the random lineup, that's a good way. Every puller will know where they need to be and when they need to be there.
If somebody's not at the pool, like say somebody's back home, is there a way to access the QR code to watch what's going on with that at the same time? Or is somebody that works at the pool?
I think we're going to put that on Facebook. I think it'll be on our page on Facebook, which is
Well,
south.
you can get it from anywhere.
Do what?
That means you can track it from anywhere. If it's on Facebook, they'll just have to
Yeah, I mean,
scan it, move on.
excuse me.
I said if they scan it, they can look at it from anywhere and just keep up with what's going on.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. Some people that pull later in the day might like to look at the Q if they're already signed up. Look at the QR code and see what class they're on. They might run down to the casino, which is 30 minutes away, and lose a pocket full of money and come back and lose some more.
Okay.
But,
And Greg, you'll be filming bracket pull all 3 days, correct?
I can understand.
Yeah. Yep.
I didn't understand y'all.
JR, you'll be there all 3 days doing video, correct?
Yes. Yep. Both of us
Bracket
will be.
pull and everything.
Yep.
And
Yep.
the announcers that we have we've got 3 guys that are phenomenal.
You using the
They,
same guys?
Yep. And I guarantee you, they'll keep you in stitches the whole weekend.
Yeah.
If First and McIntyre there, they will keep you in stitches. Trust me.
Yes.
No matter who it is.
So
Yeah, they're a good group of guys. They do a good job there. Yep.
they are the facility is they're supposed to start adding the water on Monday morning, so we're looking forward to it.
And I think Tommy was asked about if you got a truck and you come in late at night because of either dealing with traffic or traveling issues. I think Tommy said to call him in case the gate was locked or something. Is that correct?
Yeah, most of the time we'll have one gate open, but if you get there and it's not open, call Tommy.
And no RV hookups or nothing, correct?
Yes, there's full hookups.
Okay. Down there past the city.
Okay, so if anybody needs to know that, that's available too.
Yep, call Tommy. There's several people staying there, so Tommy's got all that information. How I think it's $75 for the weekend or 70. I can't, don't hold me to that, but it's full hookups, and there's a lot that he just added up on the hill that's got like 10 or 15 spots in it.
Isn't there shed parking for tractors up on the hill as well?
Yes.
A lot of tractors park up on the hill in them sheds too, correct?
Yep.
As well as down below and
Yep.
out in awning out on the end.
Yep.
No golf carts in the arena.
Nope.
I know
no golf.
about 2 years ago, and
There's no golf carts in the arena, and between the 2 tracks, we're asking that everybody stays out of there.
all right, and you got your 100-foot cone, correct?
Yep.
And somebody watching the cone all the time, all classes?
on both tracks.
And is there a like if you get stopped before the cone, you can back up or anything like that going on?
50 feet.
And that's for anything in particular, moving a weight, or is that like
if you're in the wrong gear and you see it when you take off, you stop before the 50 feet cone, you can back up and change your gear.
okay?
Can you change it?
Or if your tractor acts up and it's something you can adjust real quick, back up and give her another shot.
If on the horn blowing deal, if you blow the horn, you stop right there, or is you finish your hook out?
We've always asked, if you blow the horn after the cone, you stop.
Okay.
And that is because if you don't stop and you just nail it and go on, you just paved the road for everybody else behind you in that class.
Yep.
And that's not fair to the people that pulled in front of you.
We agree. Yep.
So we ask that you stop, or if you feel the urge to hammer on it and go on, you're done. You're done for the day.
Good move.
And that makes it, because if you don't put something out there to say this is the consequences, then people are not going to pay attention. Not saying that in a bad way. They're just not going to pay attention. They're going to hammer on it and go on.
And I also heard last night they was talking about if you bought 2 days or so, and you had a broke tractor, possibility of refund was specific case only was the answer, right?
That's what Tommy said last night, and what I seen on the flyer says no refunds.
So okay, so buy your hooks, and once you pay your money, then the reason is you already figured out your payout and everything from the money.
Yep.
And it makes it difficult for registration to go back and recalculate all that.
When registration closes and the first class starts pulling, the payouts they're figuring the payouts right then. And believe you me, it takes them, it's a lot to figure out to have them ready. So when you get done after the first class, you get done 90% of the time, they've got the stuff ready to give to you.
That is one good thing about that place. Your people in the back that nobody sees, they do a very good job.
We couldn't do if it was just relying on the ones that are directly affected with the club, we couldn't do it. We have so many people come in that have nothing to do with the pool, but they're friends or family and work like a dog all weekend, and nobody ever sees those. And that's,
you have other organizations assisting at the same time, correct?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the fire department usually sends a couple people to help with the scales and do other things.
I think you got one of the set signboards belong to
one
Central?
set of the signboards belongs to Central, and the other set is ours. And I believe this year we're going to have the red light and green light with each sled.
Mm-hmm.
So, that cuts out having to have somebody on the track flagging.
Yep.
And if you see the red light, stop. There's a reason for it. Whether it could be something with the sled or something fell off the tractor that the sled operator seen, or you never know what it could be. If you see the red light, just stop.
Is there weight allowances all classes, or brackets are all straight up?
Brackets and team pulling's all straight up. The regular classes are 50 pounds.
And tell them about how your charity classes work, Brian.
The charity classes, 50% goes to the puller, and he can say where he wants the other 50% to go to, what charity it goes to.
And that's 2 classes of that too. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think there's one class each day.
Okay, on each sled. Correct.
Yes. No.
And you have a backup sled on hand?
Hold on. Let me
I think it's one class per day.
Yeah, it is one class per day. I'm looking here. It's
I want to say one of them is at 5,000 on Friday, I think.
Friday is 5,000 5-mile an hour. That'll be on the slow side. And Saturday is 57.50 7-mile an hour.
Brian, how many times can you hook down there? I forget. Is it 3 times in one?
Four hooks and one charity.
Okay.
And we want you to hook all 4 times, and that charity too.
If you, if you can lend me some money, I'll gladly do it.
I will be the how the firemen carry their boot around and collect money. I'll be passing the hat around.
As long as he got his air cleaner on tight, he'll be good. Oh.
I'm just trying. I mean, Shut up, Greg. Never mind.
Yeah. So that's a pretty a lot of stuff to do. You got food there on site too,
Yes,
and
there's
t-shirts coming in.
it's the same guy that has always done the food is going to be there with the famous pork chop sandwiches, and their t-shirt fella. I think he'll be there all day Saturday.
He
And
actually makes them on the spot.
yeah, yeah,
Is he going to be making hats and stuff again this year too, Brian?
yes,
Or
yeah,
okay,
yeah. He'll be doing what he normally does.
gotcha.
And I think you have your own club's photographer. Was it Rebecca? Lawless?
Rebecca, yeah, Loan.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't remember the name. Yeah, she's there doing pictures for you all as well. I think I know there's some others. Greg Spicer from up north. He just takes pictures.
Oh, Greg?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he takes pictures. I know. Yeah.
And JR will be there filming
So
and
there'd be
stirring
a
up
regular
trouble.
there'd be a regular bit of photo opportunity for pullers if they're busy pulling. There's probably somebody done snapped their picture. So they have documentation, or you get to see themselves at a later date and time. JR, his platform allows you to go back on YouTube and look at yourself 5 years from now, correct, JR?
Yeah, until YouTube crashes and burns, it'll always be on there. So.
So you go back and, it's a pretty good photo opportunity at this poll with an awful lot of ways of checking up what you did. And you all post with the QR code, you're posting the results so everybody can get to them and look them up. It's rather handy like that.
Yep.
Yeah. And by all means, if you see a video camera coming at you, it's either going to be me or Robert. Probably be me, most likely, because I'm ornery like that. Or a GoPro camera. I'm going to stop and talk to you. It's not live, okay? Just answer a couple questions, and I'll move on and leave you alone.
So you can edit it.
Yeah,
maybe,
especially if it's Richard McIntyre. If it's Richard McIntyre, I'll have to edit it.
More than likely.
But anyway, yeah, just take a few minutes, and I'd like to talk to some people here and there if I get.
And is there just in case somebody needs to know, is there a loading ramp there or dock in case you don't have?
There's no loading ramp or dock there, but we have taken a gooseneck and backed it up to another trailer to unload it. You want to come, you come. We'll figure it out when you get there.
Okay.
I guarantee you won't beat the Southern hospitality.
I agree with that.
Including cutting hitches open when you get there because the hole wasn't big enough when they got there.
Yeah, that's happened.
We want nothing more than to have a good, fair, honest pull, and everybody leave just as happy as they was when they got there, or happier.
Yep.
Sounds great. Which one of you two fine gentlemen want to start with the PA point series?
Thank you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Commander, I can start. We're just about to the point of having our next year or second year of the PA point series going here. We made a few changes for this year. We are going to add a class, the 4,500 and 5,500. Basically, everything else should be the same as what last year was. There'd still be $100 entry fee. We do have our 6 dates set. There they are.
The points tracker.
What's that?
Describe the points tracker. In case somebody don't know what the points is.
Well, it's a small tire class, which is 15.5, 38, 16.9, 34 is your biggest tire. That's pretty big in that Pennsylvania area. It's 3.5 miles per hour. I think we do have one this year. One of the places we're going will be 4 miles per hour. I think I'm right on that, ain't it, Greg?
Yeah. Yep.
And I think that's the only one. Yeah, the hitch is at all of them will be 18 back, 20 inches high. Well, yeah, that's for the standard safety equipment on everything, and it will be the rules for the club that we're at that day. Is the rules that'll be going by. Right now, our first one will be April the 12th at Trout Run. That'll be the first poll of the year. You can sign up now. There's you can get on the PA Traveling Points Facebook page, and there's a place there you can sign up. You don't have to pay right then. You can pay at the first poll at Trout Run. If you can't make that one, and you can pay at the second one at Forksville. You have to be paid up by then. As the points were set up last year, we take the best 5 out of 6, and that's how we'll figure your points. Of course, as everybody knows, last year that was in it, Mother Nature kind of got the best of us, and we only got 4 polls in, so we had to use all 4 of them. This year, we are changing the rain date thing up a little bit, so we're going to have 2 rain dates. We'll have a rain date for the first 3 polls, and that'll be on July 19th at Burr Hill, and that'll be for Trout Run, Forksville, or Center Hall. If any of them get rained out, or if all of them get rained out, which hopefully that won't be, we will use Burr Hill for the rain date. And so people know, if we don't use them for a rain date, they are still scheduled for a poll that day, and they'll have their normal payback, which is good payback there. And that'll be going that day, and it'll be the same for the last 3, which would be Montour de Long, Burr Hill, and Middle Creek. And if one of them or all 3 get rained out, we'll be using Middle Creek on October 25th at I think that's the Money Bash, right? Or I think that was called the Money Bash, like we had to do last year.
Maybe Anthony come on.
Yeah,
Anthony's around.
I think
He'll send us a note.
I forget which one is called which. So we do have 2 rain dates for this year, and hopefully we won't need either one of them. But
there are some big tire events along the way too, right?
Yep. There's Forksville. There's going to have a 2-day a 2-day event there on that would be May 16th, Friday night, and that's going to be big tire. I think there's, I pulled the flyer up, I think it's 4 or 5 classes there that night. And then Saturday will be the small tire and with the points series there. And that's, I think, is that 4 or 5 classes, Greg, on that one? I'd have to look at the flyer right quick, but we have the flyer. The flyer's posted on, I know it's on PA Traveling Points. And then they're having something, I forgot what that was. Is it like a mini bracket poll or something that on a Saturday, there's something.
Yeah, they're running a bracket poll. I think it's 32 tractor. I think it's a 32 tractor bracket poll.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 32. Yep. 32 bracket. 4.5 mile an hour, 5750. So it'll be 2 good days of. I mean, if you have a tractor, you run big tire and small tire, and you can change your tires, or if you have two of them to run both, you can bring them both. And, sounds like going to be a pretty good deal there they've got going on. I know. Let's see. After that, what would be Center Hall, and that'd be their normal deal, which is it's points, right, Greg? How that one works?
Yeah.
For class to get into the final. I forgot how many they put in that final deal.
15. They put 15 in the final. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it is the money bash for the rain, or Anthony. Yeah, for the rain out on at Middle Creek if we need it at the end of the year. But yeah, and I know at Center Hall they're planning on starting a late afternoon for the pull there. They'll just be doing the small tire deal. So that is, anybody who's been to Center Hall knows, with plenty of water and the sun going down, boy, that can be yeah, it can hurt your feelings pretty quick. As far as power wise, that can be a really good track. It's make you find gears you haven't used in a while.
A lot of tracks can do that.
Oh yeah, they can all do it. Yep, that's fine.
They all can be rather intimidating.
Yes,
and under the right conditions.
Yep, that's fine. So that'll get us started in the year, and then we can go on the last three at another time, I guess.
Most all these polls have different payouts.
Yep. It'd at least be, if I'm saying this right, help me out here, Greg. It will at least be a 50% payback or more, depending on where we're at.
Yep. Wash or Trail Run is, that average is up there around the 75% payback area for the top three. Now we are doing something different with our paybacks too, just so everybody knows. Last year we did a first, second, and third. This year we're going to go up. If we got 30 tractors in the class, we're going to pay 4 places. If we got 40 tractors, we're going to pay another place, so on. So that way we can divvy up that prize money a lot more.
Yeah.
Farther back in the class. But for the poll payouts, yeah, every one of them is above 50%, 50% or above this year. So that's going to be a big help. Forksville, they have some sponsor money going out. They're looking at a real big payout for their polls. That's going to be anxious to see up there. Yeah, then I think Trout Run's like between 70 to 75, 80% payback, and then Harry's is right around 50, 60% payback in that area.
Yeah. So, and which I think I said that you can sign up now. We've got till April 1st is a cutoff. So
it's pretty easy. You can call Mike, you can call me. Blake's going to be pretty busy this year, he said. So I'm not, you can call him too, probably. He'll get to us for sure. Or you can just fill it out there, send us a message, fill it out on that little link my kid made and his fiance. They did a good job on that link. Pretty easy. A couple of people's done it. It's pretty nice. As long as we know by April 1st. We got to know by April 1st.
Yep, that's the cutoff, the April 1st. Yep.
Just real quick on a recap from last year. How did the point series go? Is it pretty successful, you think, or?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we had some hiccups. We had some learning things that we had to learn.
Sure. To be expected first time. Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it is. Some people are happy, some people ain't, but we had to learn, right? Hopefully we go into this year with learning from that stuff and not make any same mistakes. I think we're in a good spot to not do that again. So
Yeah.
I think the thing that come out mostly when they played points was the top positions was not known for basically the last half hour of the last pool, was it?
Well, yeah, we went into the last points poll with, and I don't remember exact, 10 to 12, the top 10 or 12, I think it was, somewhere in that neighborhood with mathematically could win.
there was
You know,
14.
things played
There
out
was
like
14.
it did.
Bless
And,
you.
and it definitely, you know, things changed every poll. It just seems like things changed. And, you know, as far as people, you know, moving around in positions,
A huge change in tracks and locations throughout this year.
yeah.
A lot of learning went on with a lot of tractors, and put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Well, and hopefully we're gonna have twice the hooks this year. We got 8 places to pull at, right? Because we're keeping the best 5.
Yep.
Best 5 out of the points. Well, there's chances are if we have 6, we're I guess the best out of 6 to keep, but hopefully we get 8 places to pull at this year. Even with the rain dates, I'm going to try to make those pulls that are rain dates anyways, because both of those places are top money
still good polls and good paybacks, even if it's not if the point series isn't there, it's still a good one to go to.
It's got a lot of tractors involved, got a lot of participation involved. Richard and I plan on having more podcasts and coming back and revisiting this subject because it includes so many tractors, so many locations, fairs. It's just got a whole lot of people involved in it. And something that seems simple, but it's got it's entwined in a lot of groups.
Well, and any of the guys out there listening, that these clubs are the ones that's letting us do it. It's these clubs that's letting this happen.
Yeah.
I want to make sure everybody understands that these are small clubs that's allowing this to happen.
Yeah.
So when you consider all the clubs that's involved and all the tractors that involved, locations, it's a lot of people wrapped up in this here point series
And putting in a lot of effort at that.
Yes. Yeah. So it's truly remarkable. And I think the skill set that's at these polls is just it's remarkable to deal with too.
I think Greg's on something too, to remind everybody to thank the clubs that are actually hosting and letting the point series come there. Because with talking to Mike, you had 47 tractors registered in the point series. It's not hard to assume that we probably doubled the size of their pool by the point series showing up, and those 47 tractors pulling 3 times that day. I mean, that raises your hook counts pretty dramatically. And while it's a good thing for the clubs also have to be willing to put in the work to field all those hooks too. So
they got to figure out how to have food. They got to figure out how to have registration, flagmen, roller scraper, sled operators, all that stuff. They got to make be upgraded. So it's a lot they go through. So be sure to thank all the people of the club while you're there doing the pool, because a lot of them putting a lot of effort in.
And don't be afraid to help any of them because they appreciate it. These are good families and friends and of ours that they're allowing it. They need to help when we're there. So
volunteer, especially. Yeah.
You never know what you get to experience. I think last year I experienced a chart run a bass guitarist playing the national anthem.
Yeah.
You just don't know what you're going to get provided to you. And I never had that done before and enjoyed it immensely. I hope to see it again.
Yep.
So each of them provide their own uniquenesses. It's always a good experience to go be a part of it.
Yeah, thank you goes a long way, especially in the sport of pulling. It goes a very long way. Just
It does.
recognize.
So for Greg and Mike, just in case anybody's out there wondering, because I know it was on our mind. Just for clarification, you can run one tractor in both the 45
Yes.
and 5,500 points, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you have a separate track.
As long as it meets the weight requirements.
Yeah.
And you can send a driver to drive your tractor if you can't make it.
Yeah, because the tractor gets the points. It's the same as what we did last year on that. And yes, if you can make the both classes, you can run both weight classes. If you have two tractors, because one can only make 45 and one 55, or however that wants to work out.
We just need to registration. We need to know that. We need to know that if you're pulling one tractor in both classes, of course that's double the entry fee and stuff like that. But
Yeah, the entry fee is for each class. Yeah, or $100 for each class you sign up.
Yeah. So the other question, because I believe it came up as a discrepancy last year, you guys stated again tonight that you're going by the club rules for whichever host club we're at. So and it's a question, if there is a discrepancy with a drawbar, a hook, and out of bounds, you guys are leaving that to the home track officials. You're in or out. If the home track says you're DQ'd, you're DQ'd. Correct?
yes.
You guys are not making a call outside of that realm or anything else. So, for instance, if we're at trout run and Mr. Crickle says you're out, you're out. Period.
You're out.
No arguments, no nothing. It's done.
Same thing. If you're overweight, if they decide to pull you back on the scale after you hook, you're overweight, your drawbar's high, you're done. You're
And the
done.
only reason I bring that up is to make sure everybody's clear, so there's no complaining after 2 or 3 hooks in. Well, they go complain to Mike about this or Greg about that. Everybody knows when they sign up, this is the deal you signed up for.
Yep. And I hope you come to us.
Yes.
If you have an issue, come to us, but just know that we're not making the roll. We're going to take you to Jerry Quiggle. We're going to take you to Dale Buckley. We're going to take you to Terry Brown. We're taking you to whoever's hosting that poll.
As it should be.
Yep. That was one of the mistakes.
That was
I feel
part of the learning process.
Like I say, that's a learning curve. No more, no less.
Yep.
But I do believe, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, if you get DQ'd for a hitch or weight, you're done.
That's it for the year.
That's it for the year.
Your money.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Clarification, when you say weight, you mean overweight, not a weight falling off while you're pulling, correct?
No. That is if you're pulling 5,500 and they allow 50 pounds, you cross the scale. If they decide to pull you over the scale again, after
Basically,
you
if you're not doing good, if you're not showing good sportsmanship and you're caught doing it, you're gone. No ifs, no ands, no buts.
That's for the year or
That's for the year. Then now, if you whatever else, you're speeding, weight falls off. That's just for the day. You'll be DQ'd.
Yes, that's just for the day. You're gonna still get your 5 show up points.
Yep.
Stuff like that, but yeah. If you get caught cheating, red-handed cheating, you're done. We don't need that in any sport.
100%. All right. So those that you did it last year, think you might want to do it this year, reach out, get registered, reach out to Greg or Mike or Blake. We certainly
Sign up you can do it on the Facebook page too. There's a link there if you want to do it that way.
If you guys share, I think Garrett made it so you guys, is it shareable?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So another thing, quick, don't Facebook me. If you see me on Facebook, delete me. Get rid of it. It's not me.
gotcha.
It's not me.
All right.
I'm not selling nothing, just to let you know. I'm selling nothing. I'm a
Sure
hoarder.
looked like you were. A whole bunch of it.
Hold it. You didn't get my money?
It's in the mail. That's what I get told.
All right. So check that out on Facebook. Reach out to the guys. It was a great time last year. I'm sure it'll be a great time again this year. Mr. Foster, why don't you tell us what's going on in that brain of yours down there in Virginia?
He has a very unique summer setup going on. He's trying to build something, and I think it's pretty remarkable what he's put together. And I think he's got himself a group to run it. So
We done started a new club up down here. It's called Tri-County Pullers, and what we did was we went in and took over a Rueting club that was in the process of failing, wasn't getting no hooks or nothing like that. And I've had a couple of conversations with Greg and stuff like that. And you know, with a little bit of inspiration and stuff like that from Greg and them, you know, and I guess what I did was kind of, not in so many words, ask permission to run their classes, you know, where they could come down and have some of their pullers pull with our small tire stuff and stuff like that. And we're just trying to kick everything off, you know, do full money payback, you know, well, it's 50% payback in every class. You know, we're running big tire, 6 mile an hour, small tire, 3.5. Then we're also doing a small tire uncut and a big tire uncut. So just trying to accommodate all the pullers out there and give them a little bit of money to win back at the end of the day, rather than, you know, a trophy or a ribbon or something like that. So
where is here?
our home base track is Callio, Virginia.
What's Callio near?
Callio is like Northern Neck area.
Chatham area.
It's the address should be on the flyer that I sent over to Jerry and everything. You can find us on Facebook also. Hopefully we can get our feet on the ground this year, get things planted and start expanding. So
Is that like northeast of Richmond?
yes, sir. Yeah, it's probably, if you was to come from Richmond area, you would probably be about middle way between Richmond and DC, but you would have to go further east, like going down towards like Warsaw and Reedsville and stuff like that, but not quite that far down.
Is there anything you already know you got lined up there, or
How many dates?
other tracks? What do you have pretty much lined up on your lineup so far?
April 5th is our first pulling date. We'll start at 10 o'clock in the morning. We have another pull scheduled for middle of the August, and our third pull of the year will be the first or second week in September. I don't have the dates right here in front of me.
I don't have a flyer. If you sent me one, LW, I don't have it. I just went back and looked. I don't see it.
Gotcha.
First one was April 5th.
Yeah, first one is April the 5th.
Yeah, so that'd be a good test run then if anybody wanted to get their tractor out.
Yep. It would be an excellent test run. You know, we're willing to accommodate everybody. Like I said, it's 50% payback to the top 3 places.
Suitcase run.
I'm just throwing that out there, Mike. If you wanted to drive there, I could probably maybe fly over.
But that, I don't know. So.
We do disqualify people for losing weights, Richard, just to let you know on that one. You know you're the king at that. So
I mean, I have.
Wow.
we do we're gonna do a point sign up thing at the beginning of the year where it's $50 per tractor per class, and your money will go into a jar along with a ticket. And at the end of the season, whoever wins the points gets all of the money that's in the jar. Kind of we're kind of doing that just to kind of, help support the pullers and stuff like that, and stuff like that also. So
Whose sleds you running? And you got signboards, or are you running horns? And tell us what the track looks like, since none of us have been there.
It's kind of a sandier track. It'll pack tight, but sometimes it's, I've pulled there numerous times, and sometimes it can be a wet track where it's really tacky, and before you know it, you done spun out. But other times, I mean, it's, you can put phenomenal hooks in. It's a small sled, that's got a pretty good bite to it. No signboards. We run a 3-horn limit. Third horn, you can finish out your pull at the third horn as long as you don't go acting stupid. You can continue your hook if you're trying to get yourself settled in or anything like that, or if you just want to go ahead and stop, you can. So
that's like a pullback sled, correct?
Yes, sir. It's a pullback sled. We've got roller that we're going to run in between every class, and scraper tractor, and your normal stuff that you see at every pool. So got with it being held there at the Rueton Club, the Rueton will be serving all of the food and stuff like that. So it'll be food on site all the time.
And that gives you bathrooms and possibly shady and stuff like that too, correct?
Yep, it's bathrooms, good shady area. Matter of fact, the pool that we're going to have in August, we're actually considering starting at it like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon and pulling into the evening. That way, you're not really ending up in the middle of the day, pulling real hard. So you can. It'll be cooling down as you proceed into pulling that night.
What are some of your team players that they can reach out to other than yourself?
You can reach out to Amos Hockaday. He's the vice president of the club. JoJo McIntyre, he's head of business. Cassie Hockaday, which on Saturday she will be a Williams, and you can reach out to Elliot Williams also. You can find all of them on Facebook. A lot of y'all are probably friends with them anyway. Or you can reach out to me or Lizzie, either one. We're going to be adding more stuff to the Facebook page and stuff like that. It was the ball really didn't kind of get rolling on it until about 3 weeks ago was when we actually finalized kicking everything off. And, I will honestly say I got a phenomenal team behind me, backing me on everything, and helping me get all this stuff up and running. So hopefully we're looking forward to a good season.
You're really not trying to take tractors from other people's sandboxes. You're just building a sandbox of a different form that tractors can come pull at.
That's correct. When and as Greg can tell you, I called him and told him, that we won't go on post no dates when they were going to have pulling dates going on and stuff like that. And we even I even reached out to Carlton Carter and was looking at their schedule and everything. And, we're not going to try to cross up with them or Brian and them at Southwest. We're going to try to plan our dates in between everybody to where, we can go pull with them and they can come pull with us. So.
You start getting good clubs around, that's starting to pay back like that. It gets pretty hard not stepping on toes. That's for sure. We're finding that out up in the Northeast.
Right.
It sounds like you got everything going for what we like. That's for sure. So hopefully we can get down there a time or two this year.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. We'd be glad to have y'all down there. We accommodate, we try to accommodate y'all the best that we can and stuff like that. So, and that was just watching it, and just kind of listening to Olin talk and Richard and JoJo and all of them and Greg and that small tire full cut thing that's done really kicked off and become pretty big pretty quick, I think. So just offering those classes just you know, we're trying to get into that new mix as well. So
Right. I want to mention we got other polls going on in other places. I think Nicole's got a bunch of them going on up around Delta,
Yeah,
Fallen Grove.
I'm pulling that schedule up. I'm pulling her schedule up right now to
Okay.
show real quick.
South Jersey's got a schedule running, and they got stuff going on. I'm sure Central Jersey does. I'm sure there's a lot of Pennsylvania. I even heard that there's an additional one in Quarryville, Solanco this year, FFA poll. We'll be talking the next time about Harrisburg and White Pine coming up, and back to checking in with Mike and Greg,
Yeah.
and we're checking in with LW, see how his process coming along. I had the privilege this winter of going to see mini trucks. What were them trucks, JR? 7-pound trucks pulling 247 pounds, or remote control trucks and stuff this winter. Pulling is alive in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Pulling is alive in so many different places and so many different avenues and so many locations. You're part of a really, really big network. Got a lot of opportunity out there. Everybody should search out what suits them, what they like to do. And these guys here on here tonight are giving great opportunity to go pulling with great pullers and learn the sport. Can't say enough about them. I appreciate one of them being here.
What's going to happen this year?
I don't know. Mr. Brian, can you fill us in on what Bonesville is probably doing this year?
I don't have the schedule right in front of me, but we do have a schedule. I think it's on our Facebook page. Let me look here.
Yes.
I can't read.
Yeah, on Nicole's stuff, I'd say they got a meeting to finalize classes for their events. Maybe the next show, Olin, Richard, maybe get her on and focus some more on Fallen Grove and Delta will be the two areas they're going to have their antique pools this year.
I think I seen JR out to Glad Hills. That was a great pull out there.
Yep.
There's just been endless opportunity of really great pulling this past year. More coming this year.
Time for final thoughts.
Yep.
Our first pull is April 19th. So we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 8 pulls scheduled. So different places around, like same tracks we always go to. But
then you got Central running at the same time. You're doing great pulls.
Yep.
The northern tier up there, they're doing some excellent pulls up north. You just, I know people go up there. I mean, my favorite, Mr. Kroom, I think he goes 3 nights in a row during a week up in Pennsylvania. I think he does. I'm not sure. He'll probably tell me later on.
Yeah.
He knows who he is. And
he's gonna be a pain this year with that Oliver. I can see it already.
And Matt Stauffer, I want you to know, eventually I'm going to have you on this show, and with your chrome jacket.
Yep, it's coming.
No, he's not going to be exempt. He's on the list.
Yeah, I don't know. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, we might turn the lights down to keep him from glowing too much.
Well, thanks, Olin, for letting us talk about our points, Dan. We appreciate that.
It's such a wonderful venue, and it's proved itself to be a premier showcase of tractors and pullers.
Returning to 2025.
Thank you, Greg. It's been. Hey,
that is looking.
I know he's there. I knew he's around somewhere. And the Chatham Bunch has been a premier show, done excellent over the years. They've had difficulties and showed enough but expertise in mediating and dealing with the problems that have been dealt with. And this year is no different than the other year. They move on and they get better every year. LW Foster, we've been very happy to see what you're trying to come up with, and you've been following a prototype that you have seen happening in these other two groups here we're talking about. And you're just following through in a summertime format in a different area and just trying to open pulling up.
Yeah.
And this is progressive tractor pulling is all we can hope for. Never forget where you come from. Always remember your sandbox you pull in, and remember the tractors you got. Every area has different tractors. Every area has different needs. So enjoy what each area has to bring.
And thank y'all for having us on to talk about Chatham, because it helps get the word out.
Man, I've been MIA for 2 years. I'm ready to go, brother. I'm ready to go.
We're ready for you to come back. I can tell you that.
You better get ready. The aggravation's coming south.
Lord help us. Lord help us.
I'm just kidding.
All right.
We appreciate it here at Tri-County also, y'all letting us kind of get on here and explain what we're trying to do and everything as well, and getting everything out there it helps everything grow, from the big indoor pools to outdoor and stuff like that. So, the further we can expand it, the more it's going to grow. So,
Well, and on that, remember that those big indoor and outdoor pools don't happen if the little pools and the club pools aren't still around, because the tractors and the pullers disappear. So it all goes hand in hand. It all works together.
Yep.
Thank all of you for taking your time to come on tonight. JR, thanks for doing your
Always.
lovely behind the scenes works over there.
Pleasure's mine, brother. Pleasure's mine.
As far as all you out there listening, thanks for tuning in. If anybody has a full tractor pulling comments, concerns, anything they see coming down the pike, reach out to Owen, not me. He enjoys being the paddle, so that's his job. He lines up the guests in the pools and all those happy things, and he's quite good at it, and he enjoys it.
Real quick now, are we going to go back to a monthly thing here now, you guys think, until planting season, or?
Well, it sounds that way, at least since pulling season is trying to really start getting kicked off here. So it's rolling, so it's time for us to be rolling too.
Okay, so look forward. I'd say after the Chatham pool, very shortly after, we'll probably have another one to go over that, see how LW is making out, et cetera, et cetera. Any changes to the Pennsylvania points pool and stuff like that. We'll be shortly thereafter Chatham. I guess we might as well plan on having another one. So
I'm sure there'll be enough shenanigans in Chatham. We'll have something we need to talk about. That's for sure.
I'm sure.
All right.
We'll get the whole crew to come on. Yep.
All right, Jerry, do your thing.
All right. Thanks for watching. It's good to be back with these guys. Great bunch of guys. Antique pulling's for real, guys. This ain't no joke. These guys take a lot of pride in their stuff. Great machines. They run great, and they can laugh and maybe even have a dinner and beer afterwards. So it's a good time. Get to Chatham by all means. It's awesome. Awesome hospitality, and I could sit here and thank, but you know what I'm trying to say. LW, I'm sure, is going to have a successful deal over there. And the Pennsylvania Points Series, I heard, was great. Unfortunately, I didn't get to make any of the hooks, but and I want to say Middle Creek, that Money Bash pool, Anthony Arnold and the crew up there. I've been there 2 years in a row now, and that is a phenomenal pool. Put that on your calendar to be at for sure. That's an October.
He definitely put some good pulls together up there.
Oh my goodness, yes they do. Yeah,
they have a good one. They have a good one there. I think it's July, ain't it, or June? Mike.
Yeah,
June. Yeah.
June. They have a good pull there too. King of Middle Creek, I think it's called.
Wonder who that was.
It's hard for me to get to that one, but I'm always at that October pool. That's a blast. It's a good time. So, all right, we'll stop rattling on. We appreciate everybody being in here. Chat was pretty decent for the first time back, guys. So we had to visitation wasn't too bad. We'll go over that numbers here in a few minutes. So you stick around, and rest of you, shortly after Chatham, we'll be sharing it on Facebook. We'll be back with another show. Till then, see ya.